the Pre-Bet Show. This is episode 24. This is our podcast version of our content, and we got a little bit of a rivalry squashed this weekend. It didn't look pretty at the beginning. They came out firing at halftime. I'm not sure if you tuned back in and saw that, but you guys actually went up by two after being down by like 18, 19 points. You guys were just firing off, and I was nervous. I was like, oh no, I can't even cash out now. They brought it back too close and were just killing it. Ooh, excuse me, killing it. But yeah,
Yeah, I seen that, and you want to know what? You can't win a game with stupid turnovers, and not only that, like you can't win a game if you can't hit a layup, and you're at home.
yeah.
That makes it even worse.
And how about that perfect? I want to say that was the best officiating I had ever seen in my entire life. Oh, that one 3-pointer where he jumped into the guy and they called the penalty. Oh, that was the
Uh,
greatest. It's the greatest being from my perspective, but I would hate just seeing that from your perspective. Just like, what is this?
I was heated. I mean, I even said out loud, really? Are you serious? Like that's a gimme. Like yeah. I mean, kudos to the refs, and I want to make excuses here, but kudos to the refereeing and to Michigan, I guess, you know.
Yeah, well, appreciate it. It
Don't get
actually got
fucking
scary
used to
there.
it, huh?
Yeah.
No, it was. I mean, even like the commentators were saying like State came out looking stiff as a board.
Hmm.
Like they just I don't know if they're all out partying or something the night before, but they just looked like drained right out like real early in the game. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy because State's normally not like that, you know?
Hmm.
But yeah, they came back, like you said there towards the end, and but you can't have that many turnovers that early in the game and have it come in your favor, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you were the one who said it in that Michigan State podcast we did to start it. Is whoever had the most turnovers and
Yep.
whoo wee. You guys had 11 there in like the first like 10 minutes. It
It
wasn't
was
looking.
ugly. Like it was just so ugly. I was just like, really? Wow. Like I said, like what I mean, they showed up stiff. I mean, like stiff, like they just not rebounding, missing like layups, like airballing a lot of shots right off the gate starting out. It was
Mm.
just ugly ball. It was just ugly one-sided, you know. I mean, Michigan had their flaws too. I mean, they turned the ball over also, but not nowhere near as much as State did. And they just were unprepared, or they must have over, you know, which I don't know why they would, because you know, it's always a tough game, it seems like, you know, all the
Hmm.
way down to the end of the wire. It's always usually a good game, but yeah.
No,
Yep.
I mean, if you guys pull it together, we'll definitely see each other again in however the playoff brackets work. I don't know. We'll have to see here in a couple months if we
See,
play
I
each other
just don't
again.
know what State can do besides if they didn't turn the ball over that many times, would have been a different outcome. It could have, it couldn't, it
Yeah.
could maybe, but the way they just look flustered or something, like
And didn't
I
and I was gonna bring this up because I actually was thinking about this today at work.
okay.
Your coach was even kind of seeming off.
Yeah, I don't
You
know,
know what I
I don't know. I don't know if
Especially
it's.
for being a home game, it just felt like there was just I don't know, it just felt yeah, it felt weird. It felt off. Like
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
if it's because Dan Campbell was in the building, the nerves got to the players, or maybe Dan should have went in the locker room. Perfect example. Dan Campbell should have went in the locker room
Yep,
there,
and hit him with them speeches, man.
and
Tell him, hey, you guys, or at least walk up to Izzo and be like, hey, if you have a press conference after today, just hit him with the I didn't have the boys prepared today,
I
and
didn't
he'll
have
eat it up like spaghetti.
it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it was all around a good game, hats off to obviously the better team that won. And yeah, like you said, we'll probably see you guys again. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean you guys can't still go and win the chip. You know, we could get knocked out and you have to take out somebody.
Yeah, I mean, State's got a lot to work on right now, and
Well,
I don't know.
we'll have to keep an eye on them. We'll see what their next game looks like. See how they're playing. See if they fix their shit. Let me see when they play
Yeah,
next
actually,
here.
I was just gonna say, look who you're playing and look up who State's playing.
Yeah.
And
We play
tell
on
us,
Thursday against Penn State, and then you guys play Wednesday against Minnesota. You guys are still number 7. So well, that's the
it's
best thing about you guys actually bringing it back close at the end there was I think it saved your rank, if that makes sense. Because like since we're number 3 and you were number 7 already, I think it was like it's really hard for you guys to lose place if you guys lose to number 3 close. You know, maybe if you guys didn't come back, and it stayed like that 40, 50 point differential, like you guys might have gone down to like 10 or something, but I think you guys coming back leaves you guys at 7, so you guys are still killing it. Yeah,
what's you said who are we playing?
Minnesota.
Wednesday. What's their record now? Minnesota?
10 and 12, so they're 500.
Okay.
So you
And then
guys
you guys got Penn State, right?
and they are 10 and 12 also. So we both have equal opponents this week. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. Both late games or
Yep, 7 o'clock and 6:30. Wednesday, Thursday.
okay, okay. All right, all right.
Yeah, we keep an eye on that.
Oh, well, when do you get ready to switch over?
Yeah,
Let me know.
yeah. You ready to talk about Super Bowl?
Well, before that, I
Okay.
wanted to bring it to your attention. I think we talked off camera
Yeah.
about this. Um, what is your impressions about Bill Belichick whole first ballot issue?
Ooh, yeah. Uh,
I just looked down at my notes and I'm like, yeah, we gotta
oh,
talk about that, I
oh yeah.
think.
Well, I'll have to show you the video next time I see you. But I just showed a video to my dad where this guy was like comparing his like if this was this guy's stats, Bill Belichick's number 1 stat, he's got like 300 something playoff wins, and then the next guy has like 100 and something, and he's in the Hall of Fame there, Shula or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, if this guy's in the playoff and this guy's in has this many wins, what do you think he is? And they're like, a Hall of Famer. No, 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 no. And then he goes to the next one. He's like, if you have 9 Super Bowls and this guy, has like 4 or whatever, and he has 4 Super Bowls and he's in the Hall of Fame, who do you think the guy with 9 is? And he's like, oh, a Hall of Famer. And he's like, no. Dude, it's just, and he does it like for like 4 or 5 more stats, and then he does them all together, and he's like, these guys are all in the Hall of Fame, so this guy must be in the Hall of Fame. And he's like, no, you're crazy. You're dumb. Not at all. Like, oh my god, dude. It's a rip off, and I think the Hall of Fame even posted that they're doing a little bit of an investigation for like biasism in some of these things because yeah, it is what it is. I'll have to pull that up too.
Well, I mean, I thought it went by like how great you were as a, in his example,
Uh huh.
head coach.
Yeah.
Like, I thought maybe bringing Super Bowl was great for your
Yeah.
legacy.
Yeah.
But I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
know, this is a pre-bet show here, but I mean, you got to see the writing on the wall. There's
oh
obviously some bias shit
oh yeah.
going on
Well,
here.
they were talking about that on ESPN. They're like, look at Terrell Owens. They're like, if you look at his body,
Oh, yes,
if
yes,
you look at his
yes.
body of work, he's like he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's got a Super Bowl. He's got the yards. He's got the catches. He's been in a lot of playoffs. He was never, he was always a top two or three wide receiver. Even when he didn't get along with Romo, they were still out there doing work. And they're like, but
Yeah.
but because he was always in the media and always all this, they're like they add that to his resume, saying, "Oh no, we can't have this kind of guy in the Hall of Fame," and it's like that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
I mean, I I would have thought there was no ifs or buts. First round ballot, he was gonna be.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
oh yeah.
Really?
Well,
You really gotta ask this?
uh, even on McAfee, they're like, "Dude, he's not a first round ballot." Like they're like, he should have an entire hall built onto the Hall of Fame. That's what they were saying. They're like, it's crazy that he's not even in the Hall of Fame, let alone they should have an entire, addition added on just to the Patriot Way or something.
Dude, we are not. I'm not even a
No, I hated the
fan.
Patriots all 20 years. I hated them.
Yeah, hated him,
But
right?
still, you appreciate the yeah, there might have been some asterisks here and there, but they were never something that every coach, even this week, that or they brought them on and they were even talking like Jimmy Johnson.
I was just gonna say Jimmy Johnson. I just seen something about Jimmy Johnson was like something. I don't know. Fill me in on that.
Yeah, yeah, they had him on McAfee, and he was just like, it's stupid. He's like, first of all, it degrades the Hall of Fame. He's like, I'm not even going this year because it's stupid that Belichick's not in it. He's like, I had my ticket and all that punch because I knew for sure he's going to be. He's like, it makes me feel like as a coach, I don't deserve to be in there because I don't have 9 Super Bowl wins. He's like, I don't have all these accolades that he does. He's like, he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's like, that puts an asterisk on every single first ballot Hall of Famer that goes forward because the best one didn't get in there. And then he went on to talk about, he's like, if they're talking about the Spygate, he's like, we've already had this conversation. He's like, that was something that we did in the old school and a lot of teams still did. He's like, it was something that we did before the whole electronic call in thing, the head stuff into the helmets. He's like, that's how we
Mm-hmm.
played. He's like, we would have two guys spying on the other side to see what they were calling. Yes, we recorded it. And he's like, we weren't very good at it, as you could tell. He laughed. He's like, we eventually got rid of it because we just couldn't make the adjustments fast enough. He's like, some teams could do it, and some teams just, oh, they're doing this, switch to this. Oh, plays called now. He's like, but he's like, it eventually died out once the headsets, but it's like, and then the ball in the air, or the air in the ball thing is like they were playing in cold temperatures. It even came out like a year later that they were talking about like, oh yeah, now that we've had more time to talk about it, it's very possible that the cold air made that small adjustment in the balls. So yeah, no, Jimmy was pretty pissed off that Belichick wasn't a first rounder.
Well, with all due respect, he is every right to be, as long as, just as well as everybody that has common knowledge of football and greatness,
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, is like same thing like I am. Like, what's really going on here?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah,
Stuff is not making sense here. You got, like you said, Jimmy Johnson. He's in.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but he's no
Belichick, yeah, and
exactly.
he was the first person to say that. He's like, I don't feel deserving of being a Hall of Famer if Belichick isn't in there his very first year of eligibility
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
because
did.
Jimmy
Well,
it took
shit.
him many years, and
Right.
in fact they even credited that because him and Jerry didn't get along for so
Mm-hmm.
many years after that was kind of the reason why he didn't get in sooner because he was there for the two. I'm pretty sure the two Cowboy wins back in the day. He was their coach for
Yeah.
Aikman
Yeah.
and
With
all those guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no,
Yeah, I
he,
don't know. Be interesting. It's you said there's going to be an investigation on it, so
yeah, they
I
said they're gonna
mean,
look into seeing some of the biasism in it going forward, and they're like
I mean
people,
it's clearly obvious there is. So
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I mean that made you sick.
yeah. Well, what do you do, right? I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the whole Spygate scandal and all that, and it's whatever. I mean, I, I don't know. I just think that the Patriots had such a target on their back because they always won, for that long time, right? They're always in the Super Bowl. I think like they pissed off a lot of people or something. I don't know. You can't undo greatness. So that whole team dynasty is just great. So
Hmm.
he's got to give his flowers when flowers are due. And
Yeah,
if that's the case, I'm pretty sure people are just gonna not even tune in anymore on the Hall of Fame. It's gonna be
yeah,
a crock. It's gonna be a crock, and it's whatever. It's favoritism,
hmm,
and allegedly now, this is my own opinion, so but yeah, I just think it's ridiculous and I mean, they can't knock the guy forever,
no,
but when the time does come, why even be in there, right?
yeah. I mean, why? Yeah, you just it makes you sick to think that he'd be a second or third year Hall of Famer. If it goes further than that, I'm definitely out of it. That doesn't,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Well, yeah, anyways.
But yeah, no. Since we're on the NFL subject, we got the game of games coming up a week from today, my dude. The
Yes,
New
sir.
England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. Have you swayed any the last week or so, just watching and stuff? You think the Seahawks and the Patriots are gonna be a good game, and do you think it's going to be close? And
Hmm.
are you still on the Seahawks?
Well, well, JP, it's funny you asked me that because You know, I got a strong belief now that the Seahawks are just going to destroy New England. Yes, folks, I said destroy New England.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if Seattle gets off to a quick start, I don't think the Patriots are gonna snowball them back. But hey, I think if the Patriots get a quick grip on them early, then it could be a long game.
I'm predicting. Okay, here's the catch. I got two suspicions brewing in my head now.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I'm
Okay,
listening to the
one is Jones goes down. He's taken out or something. But by then he's gonna come back in the game. Okay. But
hmm
by then you know, it's gonna be New England's not gonna be able to overcome the Seattle. because I think New England is going to produce more turnovers.
Okay,
Okay. And I also think, excuse me,
you're good.
um, Jones, like I said, I think when Jones goes down, it's when he possibly, fumbles the ball or throws a interception. And I think once he goes out, the momentum's just going to be so much, especially it's the Super Bowl. You got to think a lot of these players are going to have, if not all of them, are going to have those jitters. Super Bowl, big moment. Um, yeah, and I just think that momentum is not going to shift back over to New England's side. And then we all know once Seattle gets going, man, they do not let up. You know,
Hmm.
Sam Darnold, let's face it, he was overlooked countless and countless and countless times, JP. And
Hmm.
now look at him, right? So I just think this is Seattle's year, and yeah, they just plus they got Kenneth Walker the third, man. Once he gets going, dude, that's she's a wheeze, man. I just don't think that New England's defense can stop it. What do you think?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going with at the beginning. Like once the Seattle Seahawks get cooking, I just don't think they're going to be able to make the adjustments. I do, or at least not fast enough, really. That's why if Seattle gets to a booming start and then the Patriots start trying to play catch up or play, hey, let's figure them out on defense, it'll be too late because by then, if they get a lead, they can start dishing it out to Walker, and
Mm-hmm.
once you get into that type of situation, it's gonna be over. The Seahawks will get you scared and nervous with the ground and pound, and once they do that, the air is just gonna open up, and they really do have weapons now. They got Cooper Cup,
Yeah.
who's a Super Bowl champ, and then they got Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's
Yeah.
absolutely been fire this year as a second year wide receiver. And then
You think Cup might like go off considering he's been in the Super Bowl
I
before.
I think that he will definitely be a primary target this time around. He's
Yeah,
you know
me
I,
too. Comfortability factor, I would think.
yeah, I think he's going to be the most, obviously the most experienced going into it. But no, I heard Tom Brady come up with. I mean, it's probably not. It didn't just come up with it, but I'm sure just because we haven't watched as many Seattle games. But they've been calling Kenneth Walker K9 because he
Okay.
wears because he wears number 9 and his first initial is K for Kenneth.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
they've been
yeah.
calling him K9.
That's
I,
kind of
I,
unique,
I like
but
that the K9 Kenneth Walker the third.
yeah, yeah. That's different, right?
Yeah, I like it, and
It's
yeah, I
catchy.
think he's gonna have a big game too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Super Bowl, man. I could be totally wrong, but it's anything could happen. I mean, we've seen it all in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I'm prepared to watch a high scoring, filled, fun, finally good Super Bowl. Like it's gonna be competitive for a little while, both ways, I think. But once once uh once Seattle settles down, I think they're just gonna just be too much. But it's gonna be, I think, a great, great Super Bowl. High scoring, one-way sided game.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a shame that we all know that. The Lions ain't there yet, but there will be a
Yeah,
day, folks.
yeah.
We haven't given up hope yet. All right.
Hey, Professor, we need you
Yeah,
for a little bit.
bring him in on the pre-bet.
Yeah,
See what oh, did you see the Pistons?
yeah.
That's right, buddy. That's right.
Yep, we're gonna get you to come over here and talk just a little bit about the Super Bowl coming up here. I'll let MC ask you a couple questions, see what you're thinking here. Here's the professor.
All right, what do you need to know there?
Okay, question number one. Who do you got winning the Super Bowl?
Well, I have to take the Seahawks. I don't wanna, but they're just too tough all around. I mean, the stat line is too good. The quarterback's hot, and I don't think this is actually going to phase him because he's a veteran. Uh, it should be just a great game, but it could go either way. It's one of those probably the closest matchup I've seen in a long time. And it's exciting not having the same people visiting the playoffs this year. Kansas City's out, Dallas is out.
Hmm.
We don't have to worry about going through them. So in every game, this has been the most intense, most exciting playoffs I've seen in since like the '80s or '90s. When Jim Kelly and those guys were playing, and Kelly got there 4 years in a row and didn't win it.
Yeah.
You know, uh, those kind of things because there were so many good quarterbacks. Well, right now the quarterback play is coming up. Other than Josh Allen, kind of, I don't know, regressing a little bit in the playoffs this year. I was for sure he's going to be the MVP, but no, it's such a close matchup on paper. Uh, but I do have to go with Seattle. I didn't want to pick them, but
Okay. Question two, pretty much you pretty much answered that. It was I was gonna ask you was you think it was gonna is gonna be a high packed, great Super Bowl, and
yep.
pretty much answered that one. Question three, do you think Sam Darnold is going to pass for 4 touchdowns?
Oh, not in the Super Bowl.
You don't think so?
No, I get him for a couple, but they're gonna do what they've been doing. They're gonna try to run. They got to establish that run. If they can establish that run like they have through the playoffs, what they had that one game. They had 17 passes and like 38 rushes. So
Yeah.
when they can establish that and get that working, they got a good rushing offense. But it depends on how good what's the face's defense starts playing.
New England, yeah.
Yeah, and New England's defense, they're going to be well coached. So, they're going to be prepared for Seattle. So,
Yeah.
if they can slow down that running game, and if Donald has to pass for 30, 35 times, then the tables could turn because I think uh, New England's just going to be methodical. They're not going to try to go out and beat them down. They're just going to stay consistent what they've been doing all year. If they can score, they're going to score, but they're not going to fight their way out from behind. If they go down 17, they're going to stay with their game plan and try to battle back at a relatively simple pace. But that Seattle defense, and like they always say, defense wins the Super Bowl. And I've been a component of that. I've only seen it once where I don't think it was. And that's back when San Francisco had Montana. Uh, even when Brady was in, their defenses those first 3 Super Bowls was best in the league. Now they didn't get back to the Super Bowl until they started picking up a good defense again. I mean, they could outscore a lot of teams, or they could score a lot of points, but until their defense got back into rhythm and got some great players back in there, uh, they didn't make no runs, and it took what, about 10 years to get back there to the Super Bowl, because all those earlier guys, you know, uh, what's his face, retired. They start, yeah, Bruschi, and who's the one that still owns a sack? McGinnis,
Oh,
Willie
oh,
McGinnis.
yeah. I can't remember.
Yeah, he had four quarterback sacks in a game in a Super Bowl. I mean, that if somebody on Patriots can do that to Sam Darnold, that would change the complexity of the game right there.
Oh, totally, for sure. Yeah, it
So
definitely
so
would.
I don't, they're not as intense on the corners as Seattle is. Seattle's got great corners. They've had a great game plan for every team in the playoffs so far. So I think it's coming down to scheming and not being afraid. And that goes along with the coaches
Yeah.
too. Not being scared to make the big plays. And you know they're going to let Sam Downer early throw that 40, 50-yard deep ball just to keep him honest. And Drake May's got a nice 30, 35-yard throw. Uh, they're both accurate, but I've still got to lean Seattle. It's almost like a home game for Seattle, too. So,
Yeah.
but thank you.
I like it. I like
Oh
the
yeah,
picks.
no, that was cool.
I agree with him. He's not lying there. So
Yeah, no, it's gonna be cool having all 3 of us root for the same team in the Super Bowl.
yeah, it's weird, right?
It really is, especially with the Patriots being in there, and Professor having more of a bias output on these things. Because
Yeah.
obviously we're all rooting for the Lions at this point. They've given us something to at least root for the last 5 years, and yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
glad I'm not a Browns fan.
Yeah, man. Be very interesting because it's pretty much, I think, the first time we're all gonna be cheering for the same team to win. So
Yeah, we're either
it
all
might,
gonna be excited or we're all gonna be heartbroken.
yeah, yeah. We'll see. The best team, best team's gonna win it. So
Oh, Professor just reminded me that he's pulling the brisket Wednesday, and then he's gonna get it marinated Thursday, and then it'll
nice.
marinate for a couple of days, and then probably Sunday night before he goes to bed, he'll throw it in there so it gets a nice long cook
What
until
I
the
love
Super
to
Bowl.
hear. Briskets.
Reach in there and it's just gonna fall apart.
Ooh,
Yeah, bro. I can't wait, man.
me
That
neither.
that Eagles brisket is the best brisket, bro.
Eagles in general is just fantastic, man. I can't go wrong. So that brisket is totally on point. Each and every time he's cooked it, it's like can't get enough, man.
Yeah, no, it's the best. I'm pumped. It was a nice one. I got to look. Obviously, you got to see it too, but when we picked it up and got to piece it out, man, that thing is just nice big old brisket.
Hey, we gotta stop talking about it, making
I
me
know,
hungry
I know, man.
here.
But yeah, no, thank you to everybody who stopped in and was chilling in chat today. If you get this on the old YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us who you guys are rooting for. And if you guys are spotting any bets here early or see any numbers changing, let us know. So we're gonna hit you up in the next couple days with a nice betting spread for you guys. I'm excited. This is gonna be a good Super Bowl, and yeah, we'll see if there's any goofy prop bets that we could watch. I remember last year one of them was how long do you think the national anthem is gonna go? You know, there's all
Yeah.
those kind of ones that might, dabble some change on just to have some stakes in the entire game. I'm gonna try to do my best to spread this 50 all over. If I don't spend the whole 50, that'll be more money in for the off season and basketball. I mean, Michigan and Michigan State are still teams to throw some cash on.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
parlay them in here just to up it a little bit. It'll probably still be a minus because we're both favored a lot, but
Right.
you parlay 1,000 and 1,000 and get it down to like 400. You could still get a couple bucks out of that.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Until next time. Pre-bet.
Free bet.